It is Friday, January 5th, 2018. I'm in my workout clothes at 5:14 in the morning. And it's all because of a habit tracking application that I've been using with the Next Level Mastermind and also members of the Green Room Mastermind. Anyway, I have been tracking my habits in this app called Habit Share. And Habit Share is an app that allows you to go in and put into this application the different habits that you want to incorporate into your daily or weekly routine. And you not only have the opportunity to go in and check in each day to say, I did or did not do this one, but you also have the opportunity to share that with friends who you either want to hold accountable or at least share so that they know how things are going. They can check in from time to time for mutual encouragement or whatever the case may be. It all came as a result of the morning session of the Next Level Mastermind group, where some folks in the group had said, hey, I would love to have some option for accountability in between the hot seats. And when our group is completely full, it'll be every 6 weeks that they're in the hot seat. So they wanted to be able to say, hey, these are the things that I want to be a regular part of my life, and to have some accountability in that area would be great. And so I started to go out in search of such an app, and I found Habit Share, and it's really awesome. And I've been tracking my various different habits since I started this thing, working out 6 days a week, every week. That was an easy habit for me to get green check marks every single day, 6 days a week anyway. And so that was a no-brainer. And then reading my daily affirmations, this is something that I had always wanted to do, but I had gotten to the place where I got out of the habit of doing it. And it's not like it takes a lot of time, and if I'm just reminded, and there's even the hint of having somebody see that, hey, Cliff said he was going to do this and he didn't do it, and there's a lot of red X's that says that he did not do that. That was all the motivation I needed. And ever since I've been tracking it with the Habit Share application, I've read my daily affirmations every single day without fail. Staying within my calorie budget was something that I've had it's been a hit or a miss for me over the years. And as a result of that, my weight has gone down quite a bit and has gone up some, and then down quite a bit and then up some. My working out has been consistent. That's not a big deal. But staying within my calorie budget, that one, when it wasn't being tracked except for just for myself and only holding myself accountable, I let myself slide through certain seasons of life. And ever since I've been tracking it with my members of the mastermind, I've pretty much been within my calorie budget every single day, except for one day. I think I have one red X on staying within my calorie budget. It was December 24th. It was Christmas Eve at my parents' house, and my mom made roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, easy for me to say, with this amazing mushroom gravy, and I had seconds. And you know what? I didn't even feel bad about it. And yes, I gave myself the red X, and it's not a big deal. But for over a month and a half now, I have stayed within my calorie budget, what I know I need for my body to be able to actually stay on the path of losing weight. Because as much as I am so much healthier now than I've ever been before, I still have a lot of excess body fat. And so I am concerned about getting rid of that, and I am tracking my calories. And I know some people aren't into calorie counting, and some people are quite opposed to it and say that, but let me just say this, save the feedback on the calories, on the calorie counting. I've been calorie counting since 2009, and I actually enjoy it, and have found that when I am counting my calories, I find it works best for me. I kind of think about counting calories the same way that I do about trying not to spend more money than I make. And it's kind of like being on a cash budget, if you will, rather than just putting everything on credit cards and then saying at the end of the month, oh, we got some money that's come in, and it's not enough to pay all these credit card bills. We don't do that in our household. We take in the amount of cash that we have. That would be my net calories. Today I have net calories of 1,500, and I might go out and do some extra work and earn some extra money that I didn't think about, which is me going to the gym and burning an extra 500 calories. Just let's say that brings my total net calorie for the day. Brings my total calorie intake is 2,000. So I net at 1,500. But yeah, I burned extra 500 calories. I could eat 2,000 calories today. And then I was tracking a fourth habit with my mastermind groups using the Habit Share app for myself personally, my own habit. And it is the habit of avoiding sugar consumption. And yeah, this is the one place where it was the most difficult for me when it was staying inside of my calorie budget, and that was eating sugar. There have been times when I actually went the longest. I went 100 days with no sugar, no artificial sweetener, no deep fried foods. What else was it? No bread and no pasta. 100 days. And it was kind of difficult the first few days to go, and it was really the sugar was the most difficult. All the other stuff wasn't that big of a deal. But it was the sugar that was tough. And then by the end of the 100 days, I'm like, I don't see myself ever going back on sugar. But as far as tracking it and the commitment was concerned, that was over. And because it was over, I guess I said, hey, let me go ahead and have some birthday cake. And then right after I had some birthday cake, it must have been something else. And before I know it, I'm stopping at Penn Station, even when I'm not eating Penn Station for lunch. It's this cheesesteak restaurant in our hometown. They're pretty popular around my area. But anyway, they have this most amazing chocolate chunk cookie. And that chocolate chunk cookie is 550 calories. And if I was eating there, I was eating that cookie with my lunch, and sometimes I found myself buying an extra one to have later. And crazy enough, I would sometimes find myself eating it on the way home. Like, seriously, I just had my lunch, and I just ate 1,100 calories worth of cookie. Ridiculous. And I found myself craving ice cream and just sugar all the time. But anyway, the reality is that sugar is just not good for me personally. I'm not suggesting this for everyone, although I think there's a lot of evidence to be had out there if you were to do some research on sugar and the effects on the body and everything else. But anyway, for me personally, it's even worse because I had been diagnosed when I was 18 years old as having hypoglycemia, and that just means that once sugar is in my body and insulin turns on, my insulin does turn on, so I'm not diabetic, but my insulin kicks on and it takes my blood sugar levels back down to where they need to be, but then it doesn't know when to shut off, and my blood sugars continue to plummet to the place where either I need to eat more food that will be converted to sugar, and sometimes my blood sugar levels are so low that it craves nothing but pure sugar so that it can get those sugar levels up high enough, quick enough, and sugar's just not good for me. So, ever since I made that a habit, tracking that in Habit Share every single day, I've been without sugar. Again, except for December 24th. On Christmas Eve, I did have, it was Frisch's pumpkin pie with whipped cream on it. But you know what, I thought, hey, this is one of those days where it's not a big deal. Even in my habit, when I told people, hey, this is my commitment daily, I'm staying away from sugar, I said I will occasionally allow myself to have sugar. I never allow myself to skip a day on my calorie budget. So on December 24th, I got a big red circle that says I failed to stay within my calorie budget. But when it came to my habit of sharing the fact that I want to avoid sugar, I said that I will allow myself to occasionally skip a day. I don't anticipate that will ever be more than one day a week, and I don't anticipate or desire myself to actually ever make a quote-unquote treat day a weekly occurrence. So hopefully it'll never happen once a week, 2 weeks in a row. And if you know, the thing is, I want to avoid sugar for the rest of my life. And I'm talking about added sugars. I'm talking about, I can eat fruit. That's not a problem. I know that if I was to eat some sort of bread or something like that, I know that most of my food is going to be converted to sugar, but I'd rather my body actually do the work of processing that food and turning it into sugar. So I'm just talking about staying away from the actual white stuff. The cakes, the ice creams, all of that stuff with sugar in it. So I've been successful. Oh, I was just going to say, on December 24th, if I look at my Habit Share app, you'll notice a dark gray circle, because the app allows you to answer one of three things. Did you successfully accomplish your goal or your habit today? A red X, red circle is I failed, or there's the option to skip. So that leads me to where we are right now. And where we are right now is the fact that I have been contemplating adding 2 new habits to my Habit Share tracking app, because I have so consistently, week after week after week, put all green marks in all of those other ones except for December 24th. And now there's something that I know that I want to incorporate back into my life and my lifestyle. So 2 things actually, and I've added them last night, and here I am. The first one is out of bed by 5 a.m. on weekdays. This is obviously Monday through Friday. And yeah, it's my desire to wake up and be out of bed by 5 a.m. And the reason for being out of bed by 5 a.m. is that I know that these are the most fresh hours in my mind. These are the hours where my mind is absolutely on, it's ready to take in new information. It's ready to problem solve. It's ready to take notes. It's crisp. My mind is fresh and renewed. It's ready to go. In the afternoon, after I've done a bunch of other things and I got a lot of things on my mind, I'm ready to unplug. I'm ready to shut down. Afternoon is not where it's at. Evening is not where it's at for me. In the morning it is, before I start any of the other work that I do for the rest of the day. So, out of bed by 5 a.m., it gives me a couple extra hours in my day. I absolutely love the concept, the idea of being up so early. So that's one new habit that I'm tracking, and now that I'm tracking it, I suspect that I will be more consistent. Of course, in future vlogs, I'll be able to update you and let you know. The other one is personal/professional growth time, and that's where I'm going to, and I specifically said I want to spend 30 to 120 minutes per weekday. So this is, again, Monday through Friday kind of deal. But every Monday through Friday, I want to spend a minimum of 30 minutes, up to 2 hours, doing personal growth stuff. That can be listening to an audio book. It could be reading a book. It can be going through digital training materials, like this is Tony Robbins' Personal Power 2, which is a 30-day training program, which I know will take me more than 30 days to go through because of how I plan to do it. But the idea is to spend this 30 to 120 minutes not just listening or consuming, not just reading a book, but it's literally going through, and as soon as I'm reading it, I'm also in front of an opportunity, like a keyboard and mouse or whatever, or a laptop, an iPad, or some other method of me taking notes. I treat reading a good personal development book like a college course, and I'm going through and making notes on anything that's in there that just seems to be like, wow, that's an incredible insight. This is something I want to be able to remember easily. I put it in something I have called the knowledge base instead of my Evernote account. And yeah, but any personal and professional growth time, Monday through Friday, 30 to 120 minutes every day. That's my desire, and this is for me to grow, and it's for me to learn new things, for me to develop personally and professionally. I've got a pretty significant vision of what I feel like my future is going to look like, and things that I want to accomplish, or things that I feel like I should accomplish and that I must accomplish. And as a result of that, it requires me to be more than who I am today. And the only way for me to do that is to grow a little each day. And so that's I'm going to do that no matter what, just through the experience of life. But I want it to happen more rapidly by being intentional about spending that time Monday through Friday. So those are my 2 new habits. I've been using the Habit Share app. You can find it at habitshareapp.com. Just so you know, I do share my habits with some close, trusted friends, but the only people I'm sharing those with are my close family here. My wife and my wife and I are sharing as friends, with sharing our habits with each other. I would share it with my kids if they were interested. I'm not pushing them on it, but if they ever ask me to become their friend on Habit Share, I certainly will. And the only other people that I will share my habits with are members of the Next Level Mastermind, or even my own Green Room Mastermind. So, but even if you're not a member of my mastermind group or my family, then I encourage you to get the Habitshare app over at habitshareapp.com. Check it out for yourself and find somebody in your life to share your habits with and track them, and see if it doesn't motivate you and encourage you to take some of those things that you were somewhat consistent on doing, or not very consistent at all on doing, and see if you can't start incorporating a new habit, a new goal here and there, and start with just 1 or 2, and then add as you go. All right, that's what I've got for my vlog today. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to start my personal growth time right after I finish editing this vlog and getting it online. Until next time, I encourage you to take everything you do. Oh wait, one more thing. I still have a few spots left in the Next Level Mastermind. If you go over to nextlevelmastermind.info, nextlevelmastermind.info. And now, until next time, I encourage you to take everything you do to the next level. Bye-bye.